A suspect in the November Paris attacks that killed 130 and injured hundreds others was captured alive in a daring raid in Belgium early Friday. Well, French authorities have held a press conference to detail the next steps of the case. Kim Hutcherson has the latest.
French President Francois Hollande says prosecutors will urgently request the extradition of Salah Abdeslam, suspected of involvement in the terror attacks in Paris last year. At a news conference Friday afternoon, Hollande thanked Belgian authorities and praised the two countries' joint counterterrorism efforts.
The cooperation between France and Belgium since these attempts, but even before these attempts, has always been intense and important.
Abdeslam was taken into custody Friday along with 4 others during a morning raid in Brussels. Authorities believe last November he drove 3 conspirators to the Stade de France, one of the attack sites in Paris. Officials also think Abdeslam was wearing a suicide belt that was never detonated and was found on a street after the attacks. Abdeslam has been in hiding ever since the bloodshed in Paris. Investigators got a break on Tuesday when his fingerprints were found in another raid in Brussels.
What we've seen now is this lucky break in the investigation when they went into this safe house on Tuesday afternoon, not expecting it to be a terrorist den and not expecting it to have Salah Abdeslam, one of the most wanted men in the world.
Now, officials say Abdeslam will finally face trial for his alleged role in the deadly Paris attack. I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Russian officials said a passenger jet from Dubai crashed on landing at an airport in southern Russia earlier this morning. Security camera video obtained by the Russian state television appears to show the impact. All 55 passengers and 7 crew were killed. Now, Russia's emergency minister says that the Boeing 737 crashed on a second attempt to land at the airport. Baltimore Ravens player Trey Walker has died from injuries that he sustained in a dirt bike crash. The accident happened Thursday night when he collided with an SUV at an intersection in Miami. They say the 23-year-old defensive back was transported to a nearby hospital with head injuries and spent most of the evening in surgery. Police say that Walker was not wearing a helmet and his headlights were not turned on his bike. A Syrian refugee who survived swimming through Greek coastal waters wants to swim at this year's Olympic Games. Yorsra Mardini hopes that she'll be able to swim with a small team of refugees that will compete in Brazil in August. The 18-year-old fled with her sister last summer, surviving the hazardous seas crossing into Europe. Now she is training in Germany. Well, staph infections, of course, nobody wants to get them, and you want to avoid them like the plague if possible. But on call this morning, WDSU medical editor Dr. Corey Hebert has some tips on the types of infections that can affect your body.
Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, or MRSA, is a type of staph bacteria that does not respond to some antibiotics that are commonly used to treat staph infections. In 25% of healthy people, the staph germ lives on the skin or in the nasal passages, but it does not cause any problems or infections. If the staph bacteria enters a person's body through a cut, a sore, or while in the hospital or not, it may cause an infection. The infection can be minor or very serious, involving the heart, lungs, blood, or the bones. Serious infections are seen in hospitals and long-term care facilities, and in people who are receiving kidney dialysis or in cancer treatment. In the past, most staph infections responded to a group of antibiotics called beta-lactam. About 2% of people carry a strain of staph that is resistant to these antibiotics. Being resistant means that an antibiotic is unable to treat and cure an infection with this type of bacteria. Those who have been hospitalized or have had surgery within the past year are at increased risk. Staph skin infections cause a red, swollen, and painful area on the skin, and there may be drainage of pus or other fluids from the site. When patients get MRSA in healthcare facilities, the infections tend to be severe. These staph infections may be in the bloodstream, heart, lungs, urine, or at the site of a recent injury. Symptoms of these severe infections include chest pain, chills, cough, fatigue, fever, malaise, headache, muscle aches, and rash. Depending on your symptoms, your doctor may recommend a blood culture, culture from the infected site, culture of the drainage from the infection, and sputum and urine cultures. Draining the skin infection may be the only treatment needed for a local skin MRSA infection. This procedure should be done at a doctor's office. Do not try to pop open or drain the infection yourself. Keep any sore or wound covered. And if you're given antibiotics, be sure to take all of the doses, even if you feel better. Not finishing the full course of antibiotics at any time can allow an infection that seemed to be gone to come back really horribly. The best way to avoid MRSA is to keep your hands clean by washing them thoroughly with soap and water or using alcohol-based sanitizer. Also, keep cuts and scrapes clean and covered with a bandage until they heal. And if you are visiting someone with MRSA at a healthcare facility, you should avoid touching catheters or wound sites. Wash your hands before leaving an infected person's room. And one more thing, if you actually happen to be the patient, make sure all those doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers wash their hands before examining you as well. I'm Medical Editor Dr. Corey Hebert with your Weekend House Call.
Well, as we're looking at mostly cloudy skies this morning, we are mainly dry. Had a lot of storms last night, some severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warning last night, but now we've calmed down. Just a few storms currently just offshore. We'll take a look at that radar in just a second, but take a look out here around the fly, around Audubon Park there, the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office Easter egg hunt taking place this morning, and looking at cloudy skies for that, but again, a lot of that rainfall is going to stay well to the south. As we switch over to our satellite and radar picture, what we're looking at are the stronger storms offshore, and a lot of these are kind of pushing off to the east, but we can kind of zoom in here, and I think if we do see the rainfall, it's mainly going to be in the south shore. I mean, north shore rain chances today are going to be less than 10%, but around Homa, Galliano, and then stretching off to the east around Buras, there is a good chance to see at least some light to moderate showers, but it does appear the stronger storms are going to stay offshore as those continue to push off to the east. So again, for today, just for the morning hours, early afternoon, about a 30 or 40% chance of rainfall, and that's going to be on the south shore, but again, closer to the coast. 66 degrees currently at the airport, and we're looking at upper 60s down in Galliano, but for the most part, we're looking at kind of mid-60s across the area. We're not going to rise too much today with the cloud cover and the rainfall, so we'll get up to about 69 or 70 degrees. Once that front moves through by late this afternoon, temperatures are going to start to drop into tonight. So here's a look now at the wind speeds. The front hasn't quite gotten to Boothville and Grand Isle, seeing those winds out of the east, but we're starting to see those winds now out of the north and northwest. Baton Rouge, New Orleans International Airport over there in Kenner, seeing the north wind. So the front is actually pushing through. It's kind of draped right across the area right now. So as you look at the satellite and radar picture a little bit zoomed out here, you can see that front. It's going to start to slowly move off to the south today. There's some of those storms riding along that front, but you can see they're kind of pushing off to the east, especially the stronger ones down here. The area here in the left side of these storms, more of a chance to kind of skirt the coast here, but again, this is going to be the last wave of rainfall we're going to see from this particular system. Watch the forecast model here because it's really not showing much of a chance for rain, and a lot of it is going to be down here. Look at Buras there, stretching over to Dulac, a better chance to see that rainfall, and then maybe just some light showers on the south shore by noontime. That's about it. Watch as we go into this afternoon, still that chance for a couple of light showers. North Shore, not much of a chance for rain. If we're going to see the rainfall, it's going to be south of the lake, and then that front pushes through by late this afternoon and evening. So by the overnight hours, we're all clear, and those temperatures are going to drop quickly into tomorrow morning. For today, we'll get up to about 69 or 70 degrees. That's about it. Isolated storms mainly south of the lake. Becoming breezy, though, by later on this afternoon. Once that front pushes through, we'll have that breezy north wind, 15 to 20 miles per hour behind that front. 42 degrees on the North Shore tonight, upper 40s, low 50s south of the lake. So much cooler for the next couple of nights. In fact, tomorrow night going into Monday morning, we could be close to the low to mid 30s in areas north of the lake. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Close to the freezing mark, a possibility north of the lake tomorrow night. So as you look at the highs, 62 tomorrow and 63 on Monday. We're back into the 70s by Tuesday and Wednesday. Nice little break from the rain, at least for 4 days, and then the rainfall starts to return as we head into Thursday and Friday. It looks like a front's going to swing through late Thursday night, heading into Friday morning. Farrah?
All right, Jesse, thanks so much. Well, the Salvation Army helps people throughout the community. Now they need your help by supporting some upcoming fundraisers. Here this morning to tell us more is Major David Worthy and Edward C. Spooner. Well, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Well, we'll start with March. We have a big fundraiser coming up. Tell me about the fashion show.
On Tuesday, it's the Ladies Auxiliary Fashion Show. There's still time to get tickets. I think the best way to do that is go to our website.
Sure.
And it has links to the ticket thing, but it's going to be fun. Both male and female models. I was personally very disappointed I was not asked to be a model.
Well, we're going to have to change that next year.
Yeah, I would think they're missing it.
I know. Well, I'm sure we can find something great for you to model. And then also you have something in April as well.
Right. April 17th. It's a Sunday, 1 to 4 at Rock and Roll.
Okay.
We're trying to set this as a family event, bring the kids and the grandkids. We're going to have a lot of entertainment there for all ages, and food and everything. It should be a great
brand new event, too.
It is. And where is it being held at?
the Rock and Bowl on Carrollton Avenue.
Okay.
And one of the things that's great about New Orleans is people are very generous and they like to support organizations, but they also like to have a good time. So my committee is trying to tie those two things together.
Yeah, it's a win-win for both parties.
Right,
And then, of course, we can't forget about the fall and the holidays. Never too soon to think about the holidays.
Right. Our gala is called the Soup Bowl, kind of a corny name, but we do run a soup kitchen. So
I love it.
That's November 2nd.
Okay.
And last year we had it at the World War II Museum. It was great fun. It was a wonderful night, good entertainment. And then after that, the Kettle Kickoff is November 27th. And that's at our headquarters. There's a tree lighting. There's some entertainment there. And it's a fun party, but it also is the beginning of our kettle drive with kettles all over the city. And that's been a big success. A plug for volunteers. Big help if we can get people to, or small groups of people to take one kettle for the day. That really helps us with our...
Absolutely. And
more kettles we get out there, the better.
the better, right. And Major, what are some other things that we can do to support the Salvation Army?
Well, certainly we rely upon volunteers. We have just a vast array of opportunities to volunteer. And of course, we need money to operate, so folks can, at any time, contribute financially to our services and programs. And these events, that's what they do. They raise money for the services that we provide.
And you have something for everyone. So it's good to get the community out there. And if you would like some more information about the Salvation Army and how you can help, be sure to log to the website that you see on your screen, or also give them a call. The phone number 502-202-6159. Well, thanks so much for sharing. Absolutely. And don't forget that you can stay informed anytime, anywhere, 24/7. Follow us at WDSU.com, Twitter, and on Facebook.